are doing it in a different way. We thought it's more fair, it's more effective, and it's more reliable. I think we're the only one that would be offering the micro learning. That's another topic on its own. But I think you get the point. We're not here to compete. We're here to provide the most value. And to give a genuine, complete solution. Everything we do it all the way.
Excellent.
All right. So now we want to talk about, if you allow me, just a quick thing here, that a big part of the challenge is marketing and how tutors can get more exposure, or teachers to the knowledge they have. What bigger crowd than OnPassive and all the other aspects of OnPassive when it comes to the details of marketing? It's unlimited, okay, for how far we can go, because it gives you everything. It gives you the email, the on your own domain name, needless to remind you that, okay, and the webinar platform, and it's not going to increase your bill. So you could achieve so much more. We're sending traffic also to your domain name and your Ocademy, if that's the link that you want to promote and push. Don't forget, within the OnPassive community itself, I mean, before we even start, we're talking about millions, 7 figures number. Now, just a quick example, see how insane if a company would need to pay for their, a class for their staff, or a university for their teachers, or human resources. It can get really pricey. It can get really pricey to provide that. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if we can provide them a very affordable way with almost no extra cost, while they have their own staff, other aspects of OnPassive, no additional billing, just one bill, get everything, access to all of that. So we are in the premium or freemium pack, and as you see, it can go on and on and on. That's how you structure your revenue model. And just want to thank you for that. But I'm going to recap quickly, just without even looking at the screen. But maybe I can see if we could take a quick look. Remember what I said in the beginning? We said.
Which topic, Ash?
The topic that we are in the final stages of, if you see my screen, of the development of Ocademy. So we certainly would have this, and we are so excited to be the application that the Universal School of Health will be using. And we're going to have more collaboration that we're thrilled, we're honored. We are so pumped up about that, because what better than this elite of group and highly profiled doctors all across the globe be the first to test and try and use the Ocademy technology. So this is definitely something we're ecstatic about. So once we're done with the development, this is obviously the development part. The techie people know. Once we're done, we're going to go to the interface, UI, fine-tuning, the look and feel, and unifying that with the other applications of OnPassive. And then we go to testing. So we're very close to that stage, which will be in need, and we will be having so much help from all of the doctors and their input, obviously, so we can definitely maximize the value as we go. That's all I wanted to say for now. I wish I could have done it faster. I tried, but it's just so much. so I can have a more of a dynamic conversation. But we will still do both.
Thank you so much. That was excellent. We have a lot of questions for you. It's a wonderful time to be affiliated with the Dr. Doctor movement and also with the OnPassive AI technology. AI is very smart. So I got a host of questions. If you don't mind, we can start going through them one by one. I understand that you have expanded your operation lately. For a few years, you were renting and spending a lot of money on data storage and so forth. Is it correct that you're now building your own data centers, and where would they be located?
That is so true. I did not expect you to bring this up, and I am really, really proud of how fast we're going through this direction. This has so far been for big dogs and big players in the industry, but we are just so strong right from the beginning. So yes, it is taking place as we speak, and it will be done this year. That is definitely a stage. We never thought it would be done even while we're just launching and releasing the OnPassive products. We thought this would take a few years down the road, but we saw the opportunity, the need, the demand, and we just took action right away. So on track. I love it.
Will they be located in India or in your home office in the US?
So this would be cloud, so it would have multi regions. It will be in every continent.
Excellent. So you just recently launched OStaff. For a lot of our viewers, they are not familiar with all of these products of OnPassive. They understand the AI technology will enable to reduce the labor supply. Two questions for you. Can you please elaborate on what OStaff and OTrim is and what it does in a very short kind of way? And also kind of let us know how you launch your products, and because most of it has been building from what I understand, and people are want to know when these products will be available in the marketplace.
Excellent point, and I appreciate that and giving me the opportunity to clarify to our doctor-to-doctor movement, and at the same time to all of our OnPassive founders. To respect everybody's curiosity, this is how we do the process, but I will tell you the status of or a little bit more on OStaff and OTrim, but other products has been completed as well. So first of all, you're going to have to do the the product analyst for exactly what you're targeting. You want to navigate if there's a need, a market cap, the demand on it, if it's necessary, all of that. So we go through the theoretical process for a while to gather if this is worth the investment, the time, the effort, and so forth. That's one way. The other way, so we sometimes we see things are really just not to the best standards that we believe it could be better. So we decide to make an improvement or do it differently. Okay. And for the most part is the business model, is how I see things are really scattered, because I think up until now, there has not been an organizational way of blending all the digital ecosystem together collectively. So some of them are just random timing helped them accidentally, or somebody went after money, a different motive went after the opportunity, or so. So it's a chaotic environment. When in OnPassive, we rather want to make everything in such a harmony and coordination, everything integrated seamlessly, and not so much about the profitability. It's more about the value. How can we improve the user experience, save them time, save them money, give them more values, and get more done in a shorter time. So we have a different way of tackling those products. but for the most part, we think we could do better, and we see the opportunity of having everything integrated in one place as a complete digital solution. OTrim, as the name couldn't be any shorter. It has to be short, which is taking something complicated. If you go and copy an image from Google Image or a long YouTube channel or some other, newspaper, any publication, blog, and all of that, and if you want to share that, it's going to have some issues. So whether it will be blocked or black labeled or unattractive to the recipient, to the ESPs, the email service providers, or ISPs, internet service providers. So it's just not the best way of sharing a link versus if you just have it in your own domain, personal domain name or business name. That would be more compelling, more attractive, more professional, and it will get through with less resistance and rejection. So in a nutshell, it's the way that we, at the first company ever to give you a customized URL on your own domain name, not just, trim URL or otrim.ai.
Speaking of, okay, this is actually another
now.
question that has come in. You had mentioned that you will be providing all of the founders a custom URL. Can you explain what that is and when that will happen?
Exactly. So like I was saying, any product that you will have access to, to begin with OTrim, it will not be on an OnPassive domain name. It will be on your selected domain name. The very first step when you register or activate your package or purchase from OnPassive, it would be to select your own domain name, your identity, your internet property, your location, your web address. You have to begin with that. Once you do that, so the rest of the products, including OConnect, including OStaff, Ocademy, OTrim, anything else will follow customized, personalized on your own domain name. So once you pass that registration process, it's hardly you would be mentioning OnPassive.com or any of our domain names. It will be, so this is the best value. It strikes me how there's so much talk, from the gurus or people trying to sell you different marketing packages, whether the information side of it or the actual traffic of it, and they do that on their own domain name. Or social media, if you're talking about the generic solutions as we know them today, and when we're talking about OnPassive, it will be on your own domain name. So it's a game changer. I think it's the most basic ethical thing. I wouldn't go and build a business or any identity or any of my tools using a generic domain name. Again, it's unattractive. So rather, I want to have my own customized domain name, my own customized professional selected email addresses, and that is unlimited as well.
That's pretty. It's a very good concept. When do you think this will happen with the domains?
So this is going live. So you can, because this has to be paid for. This is basically the last fine hair between being a generic guest of OnPassive. Somebody would just log into the dashboard, want to navigate or see some of the freebies, and once they book and register that domain name, that's it. They are a pro from that moment, and they would have access to their, and anything beyond it. Oh, by the way, I have to tell you, we've talked about this, Dr. Shah, before. We also give you, so not only that you get the registration or the web address, you actually get hosting for that instantly. So it's not then you go on your own and now shop for a hosting package or cloud or this. That's where the data center comes into play. Also, we give you a website instantly on it. So it's not going to be, doctor to doctor.com exactly. And it will be just a blank page, even if it's hosted or some parked generic template. No, you're going to have a professionally done website every single 24 hours of the day. That's 365 days a year. That is every day, no matter what the weather condition is, what the war status is in the world. It doesn't matter, because we would be way ahead, and we would have we're using a good AI component that we are doing such a mix or a shuffle between. Your domain name is not going to look like Dr. Bill Williams' domain name in the same exact day, though we're providing that. That's where the passive part, we give you passive work, passive inventions, passive technology. That's what we do.
It's exciting. We look forward to that actually coming out, Ash, with the platforms, and hopefully you can let us know and we can bring you back on the show, talk about that. So another sorry to put you in the hot seat right now. I got all these nice questions coming in. So when I met you and I sat in front of you, what excited me the most about what you said is I like big things. I like big innovations, big ideas that have an impact. You said to me that one day you were sitting around, you were looking at Facebook, LinkedIn, PayPal, and all of these different verticals, and none of them communicate together. So you put them on a table, you dump them off, and then you said, how can we invent or create a system where we get all the needs of the day-to-day activities of patients to collaborate with each other?
That's a golden platter to the user.
Lovely, lovely concept. It sounds logical. But explain to me this. You're as a startup and you're taking on this massive undertaking. Google, for example, has over 100,000 employees. Facebook has like 60,000 some employees. How do you mitigate providing all these services? How many employees do we currently have at OnPassive?
We're going to be very soon to close to 1,000, but most people focus on our Hyderabad location. Right now, we have multiple payrolls that are happening in different countries as well, more than 3.
So what is the justification that the AI is going to reduce the labor supply, or how are you going to service all this patient, these clients, these people that are?
I think about that too, because I come from the way I like to kind of structure things is like do the work once and then replicate it and monetize it. Okay, so build it, then stabilize that. Okay, it strikes me why they have so many employees. Sometimes I wonder if it's a tax purpose. Sometimes I think if it's so much more on the business activities, whether account managers, billing, selling, marketing, all of the sales. So make no mistake, these are giants, okay? And I don't expect that we know everything, okay? Whether the Google, YouTube algorithm, or even Facebook and all of that. Facebook is not that, shiny to me. So it's really not what we know. I'm sure, their business model that they need this money. If I'm able to do it in a way that I don't focus on the repetitive things, and I either automate that, AI it, and have the marketing done all at a higher scale, including resellers of the business itself, I think it makes sense. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to be able to sustain this business at the level of, let's say, 1,000 employees permanently. Okay, no. We're going to continue recruiting and expanding and having more building and more regions and all that. In fact, last time you and I talked, we discussed the ability of the virtual reality or the metaverse, and navigating different markets where they offer the best talent. Yes, of course. So I do believe the way we're doing it is more genuine and a type of do it once and everybody benefits from the work. It's replicated. So for example, like quick, since we just talked about domain name. So I'm not like GoDaddy, they have 6,000 employees just for the domain department. I'm not going to have 600 employees for the domain department. How so? The thing is, everything is done for the customer versus they're going to have to do a lot of billing and logistics, and so I think that's where they spend the time. So we don't have to do that. Once you, it's not complicated. I mean, it's complicated to build it, but it's easier to understand it and use it. It's so simple. Register a domain name. It's live. We're hosting that. Why do we need 6,000 employees just to keep it live?
Excellent. Very, very good. So you're gonna try to create a leaner system with less employees, and yet I think that one of the challenges that you will encounter as you launch your products, which 2 of them now have been launched, is that you're going to have a customer service challenge that may come along with having that sort of a workforce. But if you can recruit and expand, you will operate based on the demand as it comes.
Well, let's talk about customer. So we decided to call our department Customer Success Department, and the reason is because it's not customer. It's not about support and crutches and all of that. It's about lifting up, lifting them up to succeed. So we call it Customer Success Department. And number one, it will be worldwide in multi-regions, multi-languages. And we're going to have the traditional old-fashioned way, phone, chat, live chat, all of that, email. But there will be the OChat aspect, which can minimize the human reliance. And at the same time, just